Perfect. 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 YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy RB. Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all had a very Merry Christmas. I know I did.
Fourth and goal. Bowles sidearms it, and it will be caught for the touchdown by Golden Tate. 43-yard attempt from the right hash mark. And he hits the upright again. That's impossible.
Look, man, before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subs. Keep showing me love. Through the first few months of this channel, we've been doing very well. We could be grinding more, but we're going to work hard. I promise y'all, keep showing love. 2020 is going to be another grind. We're going to go crazy. We're going to spread the content of the channel, whether it's 2K, sports content, anything. We're just going to go crazy. Christmas Day, I had a good day, man. I was with family, chilling, doing my thing. I wasn't even going to upload this video, but after some things I saw, I felt that I had to, okay? So if you're not aware, Christmas, there was 5 games throughout the day. At 2:30 was the Sixers and the Bucks. Christmas Day, big game. Sixers 22-10. Milwaukee, the best team in the league, 27-4. And this was a huge game. In whatever aspect you want to look at it, regular season or not, this was a huge, huge game. And my Sixers, these boys showed up crazy. These boys showed up at home. Everyone was down us. Everyone said we would lose. It would be a blowout by Milwaukee. The Sixers can't hang with good teams. The Sixers aren't good enough, right? Trust the process still. You got to trade Al Horford. He can't play with Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons can't shoot a jumper. Trade him. Send him to China. Do what you got to do. No. The Sixers showed up on Christmas Day, boys and girls. The Sixers showed up against the best team in the league and dominated them at the Wells Fargo Center. We're going to get right into this, man. Let's go. So, I'm sitting with my family, afternoon time, waiting for the food to cook. You know, a boy gets hungry on Christmas, man. And we're just watching some of the games. So, personally, I was able to watch most of the first quarter, the second quarter, and I'd say most of the third quarter and a little bit of the fourth quarter. But by that time, I knew the result of the game, okay? So, the Sixers, if you don't know by now, if you have not watched the highlights, I recommend you go watch them. Because the Sixers put on a display to show why they are a threat in the NBA this season. Look, I'm telling y'all, there's not a certain team this year where you can just say that team is going to the finals, that team is going to dominate this and that and this and that. Toronto kind of broke that streak last year, and you know now the Warriors are disassembled. It is a new NBA landscape, okay? I'm telling y'all, the Sixers can be an X factor this year. We'll get into it, but look, I'm going to start with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, when healthy and when he puts his mind to it, can be one of the most dominant players in the league. In my opinion, a top 3 to top 5 player in the league constantly every single night. The way I saw Joel Embiid play yesterday was remarkable. Joel Embiid put his heart into every play because he was guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo for most of the game. Joel Embiid dove for loose balls. Joel Embiid, when he got the ball, he didn't think about it. He didn't put it on the floor, try to drive it in himself. He just posted up, and I know, and we all know, that one-on-one, nobody can stop Joel Embiid. Nobody in the league. You can comment and come at me if you want and question it, but I'm telling you, no one can stop Joel Embiid one-on-one in this league when he does it the right way. All right, so let's take a look at Joel Embiid's numbers for the night. 31 points, 11 for 21 shooting from the field, 3 for 6 from behind the arc, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. This man was involved all over the game. Not only was he a beast scoring the ball, but this man was guarding Giannis for, I would say, at least half of the possessions, at least half. And every single possession, he stayed on his toes. He stayed active. He forced Giannis into the paint and played solid defense. Joel Embiid clap it up, man. What a dominant performance. What a way to show up. He's been receiving a lot of criticism lately, especially from, guys like Shaq, Charles Barkley. Now, the way that he's handled it, I appreciate that. I think Joel Embiid does need to play harder consistently. But what I would say for Joel Embiid, and this is just my personal opinion, I feel like Joel Embiid needs to do what makes him him. And I say this a lot about athletes in any sport. Joel Embiid has come out and publicly stated this year that, he's not trying to get involved in the antics in game, getting the crowd hype or talking smack or, trying to get in people's heads, real estate, all that. People think that takes away from his game. And, maybe it does a little bit. But in my personal opinion, I feel like Joel Embiid needs to do those things because that's what makes him special, unique. That's what tunes people onto the television, what makes him him. He's not just a normal basketball player. He incorporates all of it into one. And he's a special guy. I'm telling you, this man is special. He needs to show up like he did tonight every single game. I mean, Giannis was coming into the paint. And he, right now, to me, might be the best player in the NBA. I mean, now that Giannis has a developed jump shot, he's 25 years old, 7 years in the league. Giannis is going to be unstoppable for many years. The way I see it, him and Ben Simmons could be the future of this league. And we'll get to Ben Simmons in just a second. But Giannis is literally unstoppable. I'm fine with, allotting 25 to 30 a night for Giannis if we're playing them. I'm fine with him, scoring 30 as long as we can stop the other three-point shooters. Because, the way the Bucks play is Giannis goes one-on-one, and when someone comes over to help, to double team, because it's pretty hard to stop him one-on-one, he kicks it out. And the Milwaukee Bucks have designed their team perfectly. They have, about 8 to 9 3-and-D shooters on that team. They don't really play inside. Giannis drives, he kicks it out to the first man he sees, and they hit a three. Luckily, they weren't on their game, and that was also part of good defense. But back to what I'm saying about Embiid, what a performance. Giannis wasn't able to kick it out. A lot of guys for the Sixers did not, or at least I saw, were not helping because Joel Embiid was taking the challenge one-on-one, handling Giannis. And just to say for 1 second, I saw people saying that Giannis was injured. No. Before the game, he had a little back tightness. They showed that one image of him, grimacing a little bit. No. Giannis is the best player in the world. I don't want to hear any excuses. Giannis just got strapped. That's what it was. Giannis got clamped by the Sixers. This team can be an elite defensive team. There were questions coming into the year about how they would shoot the ball. We'll get to that in a second. But if they can play defense like this, they will, one, change the landscape of the NBA back, which I think they are doing. I mean, no team has ever had a lineup this tall with your smallest guy being at like 6'8". And two, they can change how the game is being played. The last decade has been kind of towards shifting and more scoring. We want to see these crazy three-point shooters, but we're kind of getting back to the basics of basketball from back in the day, man. Get your ass on that post and play defense. You know what I'm saying? Step up, hold the team to under 100 points, and it doesn't matter who you have shooting on the outside. But the way this team played, it started with defense, and it started with Joel Embiid in the middle. So I'm proud of him. And the only other thing I wanted to say about Joe is I actually kind of have a little problem with Joe, okay? And you guys can agree with me, you might not. Sixers fans might think I'm hating, being harsh, but no. Coming from one of the realest Sixers fans, I feel like this is me being real, okay? With how good Joel Embiid played yesterday, that was the best performance I've seen from Joel this year, and it's up there within the last couple years, okay? But the thing that gets me, Joe, and I hope somehow you're watching this, you got to do this every night, man. You got to be consistent because you're being recognized as one of the best players in the game. And people, especially this year, are questioning that. But Joe, you have to do this every single night. To me, it feels like Joel gets up for these kind of games when he plays, the best players in the league or the best teams. Or when he's playing someone that he has personal beef with, like Andre Drummond or Hassan Whiteside or Giannis. When someone's talking about, oh, we're going to crown this guy as the best player of the league, I feel like that's when Joel Embiid really gets up and really goes hard in every possession. But on a regular Monday night against the Charlotte Hornets or a regular Thursday night against the Chicago Bulls. It seems like Joel's mind is out of it. Part of that is with coaching. I feel like the coach has to maintain his guys, get them up for every game, switch it up, call a variety of plays, find different ways to keep guys incorporated into the game. But Joel himself, all I'm saying is, man, if you can bring this kind of effort each and every night, there's no saying what you can do in this league. You've already changed the landscape of big men going forward. You've been a big contributor to that. And with your skill set, with your tools and everything you can do, your variety of basketball skills and knowledge and IQ, there is no saying what Joel Embiid can do in this league and with this team going forward. So I appreciate what I saw yesterday. And Joe, you have to continue to bring this type of intensity each and every single night. Next, we'll look at Ben Simmons. Ben, 15 points, 7 for 10 from the field, 7 rebounds, 14 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Ben Simmons, man. If you know me, Ben Simmons is probably my favorite player on the Sixers. I've been supporting him since he came up. To me, Ben Simmons is already an all-star, which he is. He's 22 years old, and he's a jump shot away from being the best player in the NBA. Him and Giannis are the future of this NBA. I will continue to say that. Giannis has 3 more years of age. He has 4 more years of experience in the NBA. And Giannis has just solidified his jump shot this year. And yesterday, Giannis shot 0 for 7 from behind the line, okay? So it's not perfect. Ben Simmons has been in this league for 3 years now. 3 years, okay? He's 22. He's already an all-star. He can do everything. This man is so untraditional that it's crazy. Him and Magic are the only point guards we've seen which have handles like they do and are pretty much 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet tall. It's unbelievable what this man can do. And the way Ben Simmons has played this year, and yesterday was just a perfect example of that, with his defense. Ben Simmons has risen up this year. Joel Embiid should watch him because Ben Simmons is playing hard on every single possession. Ben Simmons is playing D. To me right now, he's making a case for the all-defensive team this year. Ben Simmons is unbelievable right now. And his vision on the court, his IQ, it's amazing. Looking at the best stat to me is the assists. If we go back the last 2 games before this game, Simmons had 11 assists against Washington. He had 17 against the Pistons. 17. And then yesterday he had 14. This guy is setting people up. He's drawing in the defenders similar to what Giannis does. And he's kicking it out. 3 steals and 2 blocks. I'm telling you. Every possession of this game, I saw the Sixers upbeat. They didn't take any possessions off. Every play, listening to the crowd through the television as well, kind of sounded like a playoff atmosphere, if I'm being honest. That is the kind of crowd that we need. That is the kind of play that we need. For some reason, on some nights, it just seems like we don't have it, or we're not focused enough, or we play down to our competition. But it can't be like that. If guys like Simmons and Embiid, who I believe should take the helm of this team and run the show, if they can play like they did yesterday, there is no saying where this team can go. I'm telling you. It's crazy to me how, a lot of these teams, they know what Ben Simmons is going to do as of right now. For some reason, he's not shooting the jumper, all right? We see it every pregame show. Ben Simmons is shooting 5 for 5 from the 3-point line in the corner. I know no one's on him, but his shot looks like it's developing. It looks like it's coming into its own a lot quicker than some of these other guys that people tend to forget. Giannis, Jason Kidd, LeBron didn't have a solidified jumper coming into the league. Ben Simmons is right on track. I'm telling y'all, and once he gets this jumper, there's no saying where this man can go. Ben Simmons is one of the best young players in this league, and he's only going to get better. He has a long time here. I'm glad we gave him the money. But great performance from Simmons. And, like I mentioned earlier, I'd say he took maybe about half the possessions on Giannis, and he held his own, okay? He held Giannis. This man can be an elite defender. He can guard 1 through 5, and that's what makes him so special. Ben Simmons has quickness, agility. He can really shift his feet down the court in any way. The fast break, I think Ben Simmons is one of the best players in the league for sure. Ben Simmons knows how to get the offense up and running. He's the heartbeat of that offense, I'm telling you. Ben Simmons, beautiful performance yesterday. I'm proud of you, man. I am proud of you. Let's keep that going. Some of these other guys contributing. Tobias, man. Ever since, I think it was about a month and a half ago, they had called him out for a terrible performance. This man has been the most consistent player on this team. Every night he's showing up. He's hitting shots consistently. He's not, hogging the ball. He's not shying off from shots, which I did see him do earlier in this year. When he wants the ball, he calls for it, and he gets his opportunities, and he's making the most of them. Tobias contributing 22, 8 for 16 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, 4 assists, and a steal and 2 assists. Tobias, beautiful game, just what he's been doing every single night. This man, there was questions about his max contract. Well, guess what? Tobias is earning that max contract every single night. He's showing us why he can be a max player and why it wasn't a mistake giving him the money. I thought it was a beautiful performance, as I've been seeing the last few weeks from Tobias. I hope he can keep it up, because when guys like Joe and Simmons are, not in the right mindset, when they're not doing just the things that they should be doing as normal players, Tobias has been stepping up, and he's been calling for the ball and taking control. And I've been impressed with Tobias Harris lately, that's for sure. Jay Rich, another one, 18 off the bench, stealing a block. Korkmaz off the bench. The bench actually did not play well, and I thought that this has been one of the Sixers' best strong suits this year is the bench, which has been very unexpected. But guys like Thibault, first round pick that no one thought was going to be anything, he can shoot and play D. Now he is injured, so I know that is a little detriment to the bench. But even without the bench playing well, the one strong spot was Korkmaz, 16 off the bench. Plus 10, 5 for 10 from the field, 4 for 5 from behind the arc. How about 3 steals and a block for Furkan Korkmaz? A smaller forward. I'm telling you, the intensity was up this game. I don't know what Brett put in their breakfast. I don't know if he gave him, the greatest motivational speech all time before the game. I don't know what happened, but hey, do that more often, Brett. I don't know. I was impressed, man. Sixers pretty much 48% from the three-point line. I mean, with all the questions about the Sixers, if they can shoot like that, and, with the defensive talent that this team has, and if they can mesh it and put it all together, guys like Horford and Embiid, Tobias, Ben Simmons, these guys coming off the bench, coming together, I mean, there's no saying where this team can go. I'm telling you, there's not a solidified team in the league this year, and the Sixers can really be one to make a run. It all starts with defense. I'm saying defense wins championships. We can bring it back to the old landscape of the league. It's not, everyone on your team does not have to go for 30 a night. But if you play defense like this, there's no saying where you can go in this league. And, to do it against a team like this who's been so hot and, only losing 4 times in a year by Christmas, I mean, that's crazy. Sixers have been strong at home. This was our house, and we protected our home court. We protected our floor. I mean, the Sixers led by one time at 29 points. 29 points against this team. That it wasn't some kind of lucky win or off day. I'm telling you, the Sixers stepped up despite everyone talking, saying that they couldn't do anything, and the Sixers really took control of this game. Everyone that says this team's not going to be able to score above 80 points a game in the playoffs, well, you might be wrong, because this is a playoff championship level caliber team, and the Sixers were making their shots, they were hitting. Now, I do want to say this game does not mean everything going forward for the rest of the season. People are going to come out here and say, the Sixers are the new favorite in the East. The Sixers showed us that they're going to the finals and they're going to win. No. This was a solid performance. But, in the playoffs, it's a best out of 7, okay? So you're going to have to maintain this type of performance. Like I said, this game doesn't mean everything, but it does mean a significant amount in that, we didn't just beat the Bucks. Luckily, it's not like, they missed everything. We played great defense, and we hit our shots when we needed to, and we were on the whole night. This game kind of showed me that the Sixers can really hang with anyone in this league. What I need to see is the consistency. I feel like that is the most important thing. From what I saw, with knowing the talent on this roster, seeing how they played, in the big spotlight on ESPN, Christmas Day against the Bucks, being counted out by pretty much everyone. The way they stepped up and played yesterday gave me a lot of confidence going forward, and I want to see this consistency. I want to see this aggression from Joel Embiid. I want him to come out with that killer mindset, that killer instinct every single night. I want him to get the crowd up. Keep doing this, Joe. Keep doing this. Get everyone into the crowd. I don't care what anyone says. Listen to yourself, man. You are an excellent player. Continue to work hard and play hard and get up for every game. Get up for every opponent, man. Because if you do that, you can be the most dominant big man in this game. Just one game. We'll see what happens. But what a performance on Christmas Day. I got my present for sure. I hope each and every one of y'all had a great Christmas. I mean, it's been a big week in Philly. Big win for the Sixers. Big win for the Eagles. Let's just keep it going, boys. Let's keep the momentum. Big performance from the boys. I'm excited. Overall, Sixers have won 3 in a row now after losing 3 in a row. Sitting at 4th in the East, 23-10 record. A lot of people think we could be better than this. I believe in that because some of the teams we lost to really don't have the credibility or the talent to beat us. But like I said, let's just continue to stay up, continue to work hard, and big performance on Christmas Day. I hope Santa brought all y'all what y'all wanted because I definitely got what I wanted. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got for this. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you could, leave a like if you made it this far. Sub to the channel. Continue to show love. Like I said, we're going to go up in 2020. Continue to bring a lot more content. And I appreciate all of you. I hope y'all have a great night. And I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.